All right, happy March 11th, 2012, everybody. Top of the pyramid, the beginning of the 9th step of 9 steps that represent the entire pyramid of time. That is represented by the Mayan calendar, 1/5 of the wobble of the Earth's axis around the astrological calendar that the Chinese use, Year of the Dragon. The 9th step started a year ago when Fukushima hit, and the top of the pyramid obviously is 9 moons from now, December 21st, 2012. So we are currently listening to John Sakura. He is telling us about confirmed conspiracies that have been propagated against the human population from a very early time. He's only going back a couple hundred years, if that, into the American conspiracy of the Rothschilds, the Morgans, and the Bilderberg Group and all that. But in any case, without further ado, here comes the show. We are still driving out to East Hampton, where we are now. East Hampton is a tremendous town with lots of back roads.
Agonize over this for a second.
Not just
These people control the monetary policy of this country, but they're not accountable to anybody?
Not to anybody. In fact, we don't even get to know who they are. The owners of the Federal Reserve are anonymous. Their identities are hidden even from Congress and the President himself due to provisions of the Federal Reserve Act, which stipulate that Class A stockholders shall never be revealed.
Well, how can we find out who they are?
There are journalists who have looked into it and say, first of all, that they've learned that the Rothschilds own 53% of the stock, okay?
Oh, is that all? Only 53?
Yeah, but I mean, other people like the Schiffs and Warburg family and stuff like that own other pieces of the stock. So obviously a very large portion, the majority of the stock, is owned by foreigners. All right, they're not Americans.
This makes me mad, John.
Oh, it's believe me, the Federal Reserve System has been a curse to this country. I can go on. I mean, this is really basically the heart of the book, I think. This privately owned, foreign-dominated institution prints all U.S. currency and charges interest for it. And the ability of Federal Reserve to print money that has no real backing, by the way, has led to a constant state of inflation that has caused our dollar to shrink to about 4 cents compared to its value in 1933. So this isn't accidental. I mean, these, they manipulate the economy, and they cause depressions, they cause inflations.
And they make money every time they do it.
Yeah, because the purpose really is redistribution of money from our pockets into their pockets, and from, let's see, there's 280 million Americans, so a little bit from everybody is a lot of money.
John, I got a question that's been dogging me for years, because as you know, you can hear absolutely anything out there. But there have been rumors circulating, and again, this may be just some just some effluvia in the wind, if you will. But is there any truth to these rumors that have circulated off and on, just touch and go here and there, that Adolf Hitler, Abraham Lincoln, and John Kennedy all wanted to get rid of central banks, and for that reason they were completely taken out?
Well, yeah, actually, I don't know about Hitler. I know Napoleon Bonaparte was an enemy of central banks, but he, when he came back from Elba, he had no money. He had to go back to the Rothschilds to borrow money. But yeah, Kennedy and Lincoln especially, it's interesting because, Lincoln, of course, came up with greenback dollars to help fund the Civil War, and Kennedy came up with a presidential directive to create money based on silver, and he brought in $4.3 billion worth of new notes based on this. These notes were created and put into the American currency by the Treasury Department, as did Lincoln. So there was no interest charged. Now, okay, we have Kennedy and Lincoln. Both of them were murdered in office, in public.
Yes.
I consider the public murder very important because I think it's sending a message. You know,
it certainly does. And you know, it's interesting to me that in the case of the head Nazis over there, do you think that, I think we know that many names that we would recognize did business with Germany all through those years. Do you think that they were all executed and done away with like that so that nobody would talk?
No, I really don't. I mean, you know...
Because they just executed them one after another. They just got rid of all of them.
Well, are you talking about Hitler executing bankers?
No, I'm talking about all of the Germans in the hierarchy were done away with. Goebbels out of there, Himmler out of there, Adolf out of there, Bormann disappeared. He went to South America. Paul Manning wrote a book called Martin Bormann, Nazi in Exile, and named several corporations that are still in business today that were among the 640 some odd corporations that were created in the last 6 months of the war.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, the people who were running IG Farben, who, you know, had built Auschwitz and were using slave labor in all those camps, those guys got away scot-free. You know, they, at worst, got a slap on the hand.
Well, and so did Thyssen and Krupp.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, it's the United States...
Now, we're just a couple of guys talking here, so just, you know, don't go anywhere you don't want to go. But I have a propensity for really indiscreet questions as well as answers. So just roll however you want to.
Yeah. Well, I was just going to say that, you know, an awful lot of the Nazis got out of Germany, as you know, at the end of the war, and they were valuable to the United States. And I'm not talking about just the rocket scientists. I'm talking about everything. You know, spies. People who were like Galen, you know, who was in charge of intelligence on the Eastern Front. They were going to use him against the Russians because, you know, he's already got, you know, all the info. Anybody who could be useful to the United States, including people who were involved in biological weapons research, chemical weapons research, they were all given a sweetheart deal to come here in the United States and earn good salaries working for us.
Well, and apparently whoever drafted the 37, I think it was the 1937 Gun Control Act in Germany, they lifted some of that language directly out of that and made the 68 Gun Control Act, which was really kind of lame, but that's where it came from. Yeah.
Actually, there's been a Gun Control Act lurking since 1961. Actually, it was... done under Kennedy's administration. So, you know, yeah, those things are there. The legislation is written, but nobody has, because it's so unpopular, nobody has had the nerve to try to enforce them.
Understood and appreciated. We are speaking tonight with John Skura, the author of Battle Hymn, Revelations of the Sinister Plan for a New World Order. But there are not only problems, there are solutions. Why? Because the longer you listen, the less divided we are. Never mind the attitude, never mind the perception. Let's just deal with the truth and let's sort this bloody thing out, because when it comes right down to it, this is our country, and this is Coast to Coast AM.
Never miss a detail on a show.
It is our country. We are the many. We are the strong. We, as the 99%, have evolved to a place where we have people that kick so much ass, like the UFC. Hands down, probably the most hard humans, thanks to science and technology, that have ever existed. Of course, they don't probably have the drive, well, at least Americans don't have the drive that the gladiators did, but you know, all the, BJ Penn and I really don't know their names, but there's a bunch of people that are kicking ass from Brazil, and those Brazilians, yeah, they have the killer instinct, because I'm sure they all came up from the streets where they did quite a lot of pretty lethal activity. But in any case, we are the many, we are the strong. Alright, I'm not really talking about Americans, because we're probably pretty weak and obese and out of shape. Except for you guys. Hopefully the ones I'm talking to have gotten it. Understand that it's more, there's more than flavor. Oh, let me just eat all this food because it tastes so good. The food is energy. Calories are for being burned. That's why we put them in our bodies. So we can do things. That's what food is for. It's not for when you're sick. It's not for, you don't feel good. It's not for, helping you get through a bad relationship. It's not to comfort you when you don't, do as well on a test as you hope to do. Food is not any of those things. It won't help you with any of those things. Food only feeds the body. It feeds the body what the body needs to go out there and get more food to exist. That's what life is all about. That is the circle of life. We have to go out there, do what we have to do to get more food to put in our bodies so we can keep going out there and doing what we do. So the more you put in there, the more you're giving your body to deal with. And you're asking a lot more of your organs. Your organs are only supposed to be dealing with what you are when you hit puberty, basically. Not hit, but, after you go through puberty. That is the size you're supposed to be. And I can't even say that anymore because, with all the polluted food that we're eating and the sedentary lifestyle, kids are not their ultimate size that they're supposed to be pretty much at any times in their lives because they're more polluted than we are. And even though the pollution stays in your system, we should be more polluted, but being that majority of their life they've been eating nothing but pollution and toxic crap, they have a lot more toxic crap in them. And unfortunately, that ends up bringing the age with which women start to menstruate down to ridiculous ages like 7 and 8 years old, which is happening. It's just crazy. But it also, it packs on the pounds, and that's harder for the whole body to deal with. Your spine, first and foremost, can't deal with all the extra weight. And then your heart has to pump how many more miles of blood to all those fat layers. All that skin that you have, it's not just dead fat skin. It needs to be fed, so your body has to pump all that stuff out. Nobody really says that. The first thing I learned when I came out of the accident was 4 of the top 5 things that kill us as Americans are all worse because of stress. But I never really understood that the 4 of the top 5 things being heart attack, heart disease, stroke, and I think car accidents was the 4th one. Maybe cancer. But in any case, I never really thought about, most of Americans are obese. Well, they're either overweight or obese. I just wanted to show you the beauty that we are here. But there's not really a whole lot to see. But anyway, most of the people in America, unfortunately now, are overweight and or obese. And that takes a lot of toll on the organs of the body. So all these people that are dying of heart attacks, yeah, well, most of them are probably dying of heart attacks because they've been overtaxing their heart for years and probably decades. They might be young, but they've probably been fat for most of their lives. And unfortunately, when you're asking a lot from a muscle that you never work out, because you got to do cardio to work that heart, and fat people don't do cardio, then unfortunately, it's not going to last as long as the warranty normally would be good for. But, let it be a lesson to you people. We got to get in shape. We got to start trimming down. We got to start getting out there and doing stuff, going for a walk. Don't have to run. I'm not saying run. Run is not good, actually. Walk. We are gatherers. We are supposed to be walking. We drive everywhere. We need to get up and start walking around. Walk around your neighborhood, take your dog for a walk, take your kids for a walk, get out there in nature, smell the air, even if it's got radiation in it. Smell the air, feel the sun, look at the stars, go out at night. It's starting to get nice out. It's beautiful nights. Enjoy the day, okay? I love you all. Keep to the code. Eat, breathe, drink, say, do, think. Put your trail mix in your water instead of nonsense, sugary crap that's killing you. and enjoy life every day. Every day you wake up, be happy that you woke up. I love you. LIVIN12. See ya.